Okay, I have a 2004 Damon Challenger, and I have a leak on the hydraulic jacks. Come in here, there is the reservoir and the pumps. Here are my 4 hoses going to the jacks, 3 there, 1 right here. The leak is somewhere down underneath, probably on this pump seal, which I'm gonna have to pull this whole pump out and see what it is at. Try to see if I can find a part to fix it. So to get this out, I have to, of course, take the hoses off, make sure I label them, so I put them back right. Got your wiring down there, comes up here, you got one little plug here, little plugs here that goes to each individual pump. Make sure I mark them. And there ain't but 2 bolts underneath. I don't know if you can see it. There, 2 bolts there. 2 bolts there with a ground wire going to it. So I'm gonna work on that, take that out. Alright, first thing I did is mark my hoses. I put a color tape on them, on each one, so I know which one they go to, and I took a picture. I also marked my wires before I unplugged them. I marked them with color tape on each side of the plug so I know which one goes where. I got red, white, a gray, brown. So, okay, I got my wires marked, my hoses marked. What I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna take this grill out to where hopefully, well, one thing I can get to the wires, unplug them because they real tight. But I might be able to get that pump out of the front. Be easier than trying to get it out this hole. All it is, take them out. I got some screws here, down there. There's 8 screws on this side, here and there, up on top. Just take them out and pull that grill out. All right, got the grill out, and there's the pump right there. Boom. Got my wires tagged for each one, and I can get to my bolts there. I'll be able to just pull it straight out. A lot easier than working through that hole right there, I'll tell you. It wasn't easy, they've been in there a while, I guess. Alright, before I start undoing these wires from the battery, we're going to disconnect the battery. Alright, I disconnect the battery, and got my hot wire coming to the little solenoid. Take it off first. Okay, what I did here, I just took the wires off, I wired them all together with a little zip tie, so I know which ones, where they go. Okay. Okay, got one more little blue one here, gotta take off of there. Okay, got that off, just put the nut back on the screw, and let's see, okay, got another plug wire here, another wire there, goodness, I don't know if I can get to that one. Okay, I gotta take this jumper wire on the solenoid off, it's in the way. The screw to hold these other wires on, I gotta get to, and that wire is in my way. Really just have to loosen it and move it over. Don't forget to tighten it back. Okay, it's a 3/8 socket. Got my little adapter for the small so you can get in there. That wire harness is all cut loose. There's ground underneath. Gotta get to it. Alright, I got most of these wires off. All I got is the 2 nuts on bottom and the hoses. I'm gonna go ahead and take the hoses off now. That's a 5/8 French. And you are gonna have some fluid come out. That's in this hose. Got me a bucket on the ground to catch what I can. What I can, I'll just wipe up with my rag. And also, what I'm gonna do, get a little piece of duct tape when I take them off, tape the ends off, so no trash you get in it when I'm trying to take it in and out. Now if it's gonna stick any kind of way, I don't know. Okay, I got the bolts all out. It's loose. I just get it out, trying to get grease and oil all over the bus. Got another hidden wire down here. Pliers always help. Grab hold of it. Alright. Should be all loose now. There it is. That's your pump. Reservoir and the motor. Okay, got the pump in my shop. Wiped it off real good. Off the bottom and everything. I don't see where a leak's at. So I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna set it on these paper towels, let it sit for a couple hours, come back and check it and see if I can find the leak. Because it was leaking without even running anything. So I might have to put some more oil in it. Still got a pretty good bit. I'm gonna let it sit for a couple hours and come check it. Okay, I found the leak and it's not where I wish it was. But right there, right here in the tank itself. I was hoping it was in a gasket there, but it's not. I peeled that paint back and it's pouring out right there. There's a pinhole, something right there. I don't know if I can get that welded up or have to buy another tank. Yeah, look at it, just pouring out. Oh, I gotta empty this thing out now. Okay, found a leak there, so I gotta empty this out. Got me a bucket, I'm gonna just dump it in. I don't know another way to get, well, there's a plug. Guess I can do the plug. It's leaking out pretty quick. Get a ring. Found a leak, I gotta empty out the reservoir. Got me a bucket. Just gonna pull the bottom plug out. There goes all my oil. Hope my bucket's big enough. I might have undersized it. That's right, I gotta back up. Okay. Got a lot of more than I thought. Golly. Not enough back up. Where's my bucket? I get it for now. See on top here, that's your level alarm. It tells you it's low, or it lets you know your jacks are still down if you crank your motor up and stuff. Alright, it doesn't just have a hole, it has a crack. Goes all the way from up here, it goes all the way down to the bottom down there. There to there. So it's about 3-inch crack all the way around it. I'm gonna get online, see if I can find another tank from Power Gear. And if not, I'm gonna try to JB Weld it. Alright, I got the crack all cleaned up. I'm going to do some JB Weld. I had to scrape the paint off of there. I'm going to repaint that, wire brush it. I got a spot over here on this other side of the tank. Has some pitting in it. I'm going to rub some JB Weld over that too. And repaint all that too. First I'm going to degrease it. A little degreaser. I'll spray it on a rag and wipe it. So make sure I get a good contact with my JB Weld. Alright, got it all cleaned up. What I'm doing, I'm going to make sure it ain't got no grease on it. I'm going to hit it with just some carburetor cleaner. It evaporates real good, so make sure I ain't got no oil or nothing left on it. On both sides where I'm going to put the JB Weld on. Just wipe it off. Okay, first do this crack first. Let it sit a while. Make sure it stays put. I'll make my JB Weld. Mix it up till it gets gray. 50-50 part mix. Crack. That side. And let me catch this pitted stuff. Mix me up a little more. Okay. Spread it all on these pits. Alright, I think that'll do the trick. There ain't no really pressure on this tank, it just holds whatever liquid's in it. The pressure's all on the back side of the valves and in the pump itself. So you even got an air vent on top of the tank to when the fluid comes back, when you're picking your jacks up, fluid comes back into your tank, it's got to have an air vent. So there ain't much pressure on it at all. JB Weld ought to do the trick, I hope. Sit here and let that dry. Okay, it's almost dry now. Good enough for me. I'll go ahead and give it a little paint where I buffed off, or brushed off the old rust. I'll give it a shot of paint. Alright, as good as new. Almost. Alright, we're going to put it back in. Dry, I painted it. What I'm doing also, where that pump bolted down underneath that reservoir tank, it had a little bit of gap. I'm going to shim it. That's probably why it cracked. It got 2 gallons of fluid in there bouncing up and down the road. So let me put your little plate underneath it. Shim it up, help hold it up. Remember, one of them bolts on the bottom's got a ground wire on it. Okay, got it all put back in there, all the wiring's plugged in, got the hoses connected. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow, put the fluid back in. I got some tie straps, gonna tie up the wires and hook that battery back up. We'll see tomorrow if it leaks. Hopefully not. Alright, I got the fluid all filled up. Got the jacks partially down. What I'm doing is bleeding the air out the lines right now. What I do, I put the jacks down some. You don't want to put all the weight on it. And where your hose goes up to your jacks, just loosen it up. Let's see, get my bucket here. Get all the air out, close it up. Do that to all 4 jacks. Okay, after you finish bleeding them the first time, go ahead and pick the jacks up and put them back down again. Do it again. Okay, I refilled my reservoir. It was low because the air I bled out, and plus I had air all in the lines. That was when I took it all apart. But what you could do, instead of bleeding the air out of the, loosen the hose, what you do, you can put your jacks, set them all the way down, and then pick them back up. You got an air vent in this cap. It'll push that liquid, push that air back through here, and should push that air out that way. Then you come check your fluid, fill it back up, try it again. If you got it, you might get some more air out of it. If not, your reservoir will be full and it's good. Okay. Okay, I got my jacks down again. I'm just gonna pick them up. See if that jack down light goes off. I have to check my level switch. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now it went off. And done.